And welcome. We've got the pleasure of being joined here by Mike Winston, the founder of Jet Token, for the first time in quite a while. Mike, always a pleasure to chat. How are you?
Thanks for having us. Appreciate it, Michael.
As always, like I said, it's been a long time since we've gotten the chance to catch up with you guys. What have you been up to in the last 12 months? Give us an update here.
Well, we ordered four Honda Jets. We sold through four Honda Jets. We, of course, have the app in the iOS and the Android store. And behind me is actually not a Honda Jet. It's an aircraft that we acted as broker for a customer who loved flying on the Honda, but whose mission profile changed to require greater distances and higher passenger loads. So, we've done what we said we were going to do, and now it's about the future.
Amazing. Now, one of the things we talked about last time was how it's a great time to be doing what you're doing in your market. Fast forward to today, do you still see your market being conducive to opportunities and still a good time to be in this business?
Yes, when COVID hit, travel dropped, and then when COVID passed, to some extent, travel came back and came roaring back. And I think the feeling in the industry is that 2022 is going to be a year where we regressed back to kind of normal levels. But surprisingly, that's not what's happened. In fact, we've grown in 22 off the base of rebound traffic in 2021. So we are at an absolute higher level of utilization industry-wide in private aviation today versus a few years ago. And there's no planes available. That's the other thing. Manufacturers have wait lists of 2 to 3 years still. So we were very lucky actually to find this aircraft in the first place for our customer.
Understood. And referencing that, and something that we talked quite a bit about last time as well, you touched on the partnership with Honda Jet. Can you give us an update about how this partnership and relationship has been progressing over time?
Well, it's been wonderful. We placed a fleet order as a new company. We successfully sold through those aircraft. We have the highest respect for our partners at Honda. In fact, it sort of killed us to have to go get a not Honda Jet, but the truth is that there are no Hondas available. In fact, there isn't much of anything available in the industry now for a while. And, so we have to sort of be thoughtful about what comes next. Honda's who we came to the dance with. But we have an obligation to shareholders to look for manufacturers that have aircraft.
100%. And you also mentioned the last time that we talked the early opportunity of the business that you're in. Can you talk about the customer side of Jet Token as of now and how that's grown and developed over the last 12 months?
Yeah, our customers love us, and I think, it's proof positive, right? So we took good care of one of our customers, all of our customers, but this one in particular. And so they felt comfortable asking us to help them take the next step in private aviation. It's a really fun part of the business. It's something I hadn't necessarily expected, enjoying so much. But our customers are fascinating people who often achieve great things, and it's great to help them, prosper in what they do.
Understood. And Mike, another big topic that we talked about that we're really interested to hear your perspective on was the addressable market the last time we had a conversation. Can you tell us if you think that market is going to continue to grow as we move here into 2023?
I do. The private aviation market is about $200 billion of a $1.8 trillion overall commercial aviation market. What's interesting now about private aviation in terms of the market size and opportunity is that people in their 40s are doing it a lot more. We had this kind of shutdown in travel, then we had a lot of revenge travel, and now we're finding that the hardest thing in private aviation, or the conventional wisdom has been that the hardest thing in private aviation is to get a person to take that first flight. And the rule of thumb is if they have the means to do it and they do it once, they will very likely do it again. And so during COVID, a lot of people made the leap. They did it for the first time, and now they're back to enjoy the benefits when they could choose commercial. And of course, also there's a lot of trouble in commercial these days. So particularly for travel that's more essential, for sensitive business and other things, private aviation is something that's, we think that the demand can shift permanently upward to the right.
Outstanding. And before we start to wrap up, tell us about the 2023 software program coming up. What should we be looking for here?
Yeah, so in 2023, you should be looking for a new app from us with some enhanced features, and you should also be looking for a special subset of that app initially released on a mobile web that helps people join a club where they can find private jets that have landed and are going back to base, and you could pick those jets up and take them someplace else at a preferred rate. That's sort of the simplest way I can say it. Right now, whenever you charter a plane, you pay for the way there and the way back, typically. But you're often not there for the way back. So as the plane comes back, we have an opportunity to resell that empty portion. Yeah, classically, the empty leg business has not been a great business, in my opinion. But what's novel here, we think, is that um, because you're in a club, because you are a subscriber, and because you know you're traveling, you can pick up that empty leg and make something new out of it thanks to our software, rather than just being stuck going from where it is to where it's supposed to be. You can say where it's supposed to go, and that we think is worth paying for. We'll soon find out.
Amazing. And a final question for you, Mike. It's great to see the progress in 2022, of course, but what are the overarching plans for this year in 2023? Give us a quick look at the next 12 months here.
Yeah, for this year, we need to focus on software and be opportunistic when it comes to aircraft acquisition. Focusing on those two new software releases and the revenue they'll generate. Software revenue tends to get a higher multiple from the market, which is something we think about because we're focused on getting a return on capital for our investors. And then second, aviation is part of our DNA, and it's very important. It's what helps us find the use cases for software. It just helps us make happy customers and drive the business forward. I think we've said before that there's kind of there's planes, passengers, and pilots, but there's also payments, which is more of our software side. But I think the second part of the answer is a new fleet deal. We need to be looking for a new fleet deal and looking into the used market. But our business in Fraction and Jet Card and Charter is really getting people into new aircraft, realizing margin, and then providing great service and to grow with them thereafter.
Excellent. Mike, as we mentioned, it's always a pleasure to talk with you. It's great to see the progress, all the developments that Jet Token has had over the last year. Can't wait to see what 2023 brings. Thank you so much for talking with us.
Thanks, Mike.